Overcomers series, Season 3, is brought to you by Jonil Alcock, MBF Group Limited, Scripture Trinkets by AP. We see each other many times by our titles, careers, or how we look physically. But behind each face, there's a story to tell about triumph over trial. We can also learn how God has brought us to where we are by His supreme grace and goodness. Let's explore the lives and testimonies of some amazing humans on the Overcomers series. This week on the Overcomers series. Good night, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Overcomers series. We're in season 3, and it is one of the most fascinating things to see and hear so many beautiful people speak on their life and some of the things that they've been doing and giving us some advice on how we can navigate some of the challenges that we face. Good night, Therese. How are you doing?
Good night. I'm very well. Thank you so much, Janelle. How are you doing?
I am doing well, and
Awesome.
I am just so pleased to have you on tonight. Therese is somebody who
Thank
I've known
you.
for a long time, and I think it would have been remiss of me if I did not invite her to speak on my program.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, 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 yes. So you may have seen some information about her from our opening montage, but I want to get a little bit deeper, and I want the audience to get an understanding of how life can lead you along some paths,
Right.
and you have to sometimes pivot, and you have to sometimes do some things in order to do the best of who you are, in
Right.
order to become the best of who you can be. So, Therese, tell us
Yes.
a little bit about yourself. Who is Therese?
Woo. Well, Therese is a jovial, fun-loving, kind, caring, and multi-talented young woman. Young being the operative word. I use the word multi-talented because there are so many gifts that God has blessed me with, and I'm so happy that I'm able to be utilizing my gifts and to have it to be able to use it as a business.
Yes.
And you know, I'm in the business of hair, nails, makeup. I'm a cosmetologist by profession. I'm also a certified event planner, but this has been my dream since I was 8 years old. I my mom has 3 girls, and for the life of her, she can't come here to save her life. Mommy, you all right? You good? We all know this. She can't come here to save her life. So she used to give me the big plats, some big plats to go to school. And as a young girl, I could have settled for that. So I used to go to school early and with my comb and my brush and my ear oil. And I used to pull out my hair and plait it fine and do it how I wanted to do it. After doing this over and over, my mom decided that she's not combing my hair anymore. So I was like, okay, we good. We agree on something. So I started combing my own hair. Then my older sister Travisa, she decided that she don't want mommy to comb her hair either. So I started combing my sister's hair. And then in doing that, persons from my community and from church started seeing our hairstyles, because I used to try to be creative with it. And then they wanted a hair to comb as well. But then I used to do it for free, and then my daddy was like, "No, you need to get paid. Yes, the time and the effort, your creativity, you need to get paid." So from I was about 8, 9 years old, I was getting paid to do hair, and that's how it started, pretty
Tell
much.
me something. Eight,
Yes,
9 years old. So, your father instilled in you a kind of entrepreneurial spirit?
he did. He did. He wasn't an entrepreneur himself, but it is something that he has instilled in all of us. There are 4 siblings of us, 3 girls, 1 boy, and he has always instilled in us to be independent, to use our gifts, because he's always saying how brilliant we are in our different areas, and he always wanted us to utilize and to be our own boss. He didn't want us to always be working for anyone. He wanted us to be our own boss, and he's always saying that you can't get rich by making by wages. The only way you can get rich is by making profits. And if you're an employee, you don't really see much of the profits. You just get wages or salary. So that's something that he's always saying. So from I was like 12 growing up, he's been saying that. So thanks, Daddy.
Thanks, Daddy, indeed. That's very interesting. So, what exactly did you do at 9, 10 years old? What sort, I mean, you mentioned family, friends, and community people. But
Right.
what were the age ranges of these people who you were doing stuff for? And
It was,
what
you
sorts of
know,
money did they pay you?
I can really remember getting paid like $150 and I think $200. So like $150 to cornrow and like $200 to plait. And the ages range from persons who were my age, 8, 9 year old, 9 years old, and then adults because you had natural hair adults in my community from church, and I used to cornrow and twist their hair. That's how I started, and then I tried doing braid. If you should see the braids that I did then, it's nothing to look at. But I was so proud of my work, and people were doing it, and they were paying me to get their hair done. So obviously, I was doing something right.
I mean, that was back in the day, and when they divulge it, or or try to say something that would
Right.
figure it out. But inflationary wise, it's similar stuff to around what somebody would be doing now, right? The cost of whatever it is that
Oh,
you.
like right now, like natural hair, you will start from maybe $2,000. Oh,
Mm.
so yeah.
One of the things that always fascinates me, because I'm male and I know nothing about these things, is what is it about beauty, or what is it about doing your hair or doing your nails and fixing up yourself that women tend to need to do monthly, as well as how do you feel when you get it done and start to show yourself out in society? What does it do for you?
All right. So for me and for most of my clients, because when they come in front of me, we talk. Um, it builds your self confidence. I mean, it uplifts your mood. Like if you're for me, I'll speak about myself. Like I'm not really into hair. As you can see, I'm a bald. Like I'll cut my hair off. Like hair doesn't really mean much to me. I'll get my hair braided, but I'm a bald girl. I like to wear my natural hair, whether it's long or short or relaxed but I like my hair. So I'm a bald girl. So that's what I do. So, but for me, like when I feel down, I either have to go to the barber or cut my hair myself, color it or change it or something. Like whenever I'm done, I'm like, have to get my hair done, have to get my nails done. I always tell my 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 siblings and those around me that whenever you see me looking my best, it's probably at a time that I'm feeling my worst because I believe that when I'm feeling so good, it radiates on the outside. So I don't need anything additional. But when you see me all dolled up, I got my hair is well done and makeup on and the best outfit. Sometimes it's on those days that I'm not feeling fully myself and I want to uplift my spirit. So every time I walk past a mirror, I'm looking all cute. I'm like, yes, girl, you got this, you know? So that's what it does for me. Builds confidence, uplift my mood, and just make you feel overall good about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I b- one of the things that happened before we started this conversation was that she rushed to get herself all what's the term, makeup
Dolled up. Yeah.
dolled up to ensure that she was presentable for the interview. But a man now, all he has to do is make sure his hair is combed right, There's nothing bad on his face. And then he just puts on a good shirt and something presentable. And then he's okay for the world.
Good to go, right?
Do you think that's more pressure on females to not only spend this amount of money to get these things done, but to look a certain way or to resonate a certain sort of standard of beauty so that they are recognized by society?
Well, I would say it puts pressure on females, because we do have to do more to, look the way we want to look. There are persons, I know females who wear their natural hair, they don't wear makeup, and these are beautiful women, but to each his own. Each person, you decide what works for you, because you can have another woman who she just gets her hair twist. When she's going out, she just wash her face or exfoliate to brighten her skin, whatever the case may be, put on lip gloss, and she goes out and she's good. For me, I like makeup. Like, apart from being a makeup artist, I enjoy putting on makeup. And for me, I don't believe in makeup giving you a brand new face, or making you look totally different from who you are. I believe in makeup just enhancing your naturally beautiful features. You understand? So there is pressure out there, but for me, it doesn't feel like pressure because I'm really doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. Even if I'm in a relationship, I'll tell my spouse, when I look good, when I go to the nail tech, when I go to the hairdresser, when I put on my makeup, when I put on my outfits, yeah, it's good and well if you like it, but it's really for me. It's to make me feel good about myself. And when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, God, you look good, girl. So that's it for me. So some persons put pressure on themselves to look good for other people and for their spouse and so on. But anything that you're doing, just ensure that you're doing it for yourself and that you're completely satisfied with who you are and how you carry yourself. So does that answer your question?
It does, because I can understand how the feeling of looking good can uplift your confidence and cause you to want to get up to do some of the things that you'd probably want to do during the normal course of a day. What I was concerned of is how society's standards of beauty sometimes blur the lines,
Right.
and women try to look up to an impossible, um,
Expectation, yeah?
expectation of
Agreed.
something that you would never achieve. And they go on the Instagram and they scroll and they see ladies who probably
Yes.
have spent thousands of dollars to get the best waist and to have their bodies, in the curvaceous fashion and so forth. But they presume they should look like that too. Have any words for any of those people? Meaning women who are worried about those things?
Well, before I give any words of encouragement, let's just talk about what's happening there. So persons are brought up differently. For me, I grew up with my mom and my dad, um, speaking positivity over my life, always telling me how beautiful I am, how talented I am, and all of that. So I grew up with positive reinforcement. But there are persons out there who didn't have that. They didn't grow up with anybody telling them how beautiful they are. So for some persons like that, they're not so accepting of their body and how they are. So it let's say they're easily influenced. But thank God for those persons who, even though they grew up with the negativity in their ears, they are now confident in self and confident in their body, whatever that body is, and confident in their own skin. You understand? Persons who feel pressured by the status quo and social norms, I'll say to you that Just look within yourself and figure out what you want and who you want to be. Like a lot of persons will say to me, why you don't wear a wig? And I'm not a wig girl. I am not a false hair girl. Like I'm telling the truth. I'm not a false hair girl. I like my bald head and I have a good shaped head and I'm already cute. So I don't need all that. I wear a little makeup and that's it. I'm a bald head girl and I love who I am. I love my face. I love my little peas head. I'm good. I'm good.
Little peas head. Is that what you call yourself? I
I mean,
find
I have a small shaped head, and some people will say it's a piece head. It doesn't matter to me. I love it. It's
for
perfect,
those who are streaming this
perfectly
on
imperfect, and
Facebook,
that's
please.
fine.
This is the Jamaican vernacular.
Yeah,
um, is making fun. She's making fun of herself, but she's doing it
what you need to
because
do, you
she
need to
always
do,
say weird things about
you need to do.
facial features and body structures in Jamaica.
Right,
And they would call a tall man a short man, and they would call a strong man, strong, thick looking guy, and they would have called him another name. So
right.
that's a mouthful, Therese. And thank you so much for sharing some of those tidbits about how you started to want to do some of the things you did as a business person. And
Right.
also sharing some advice for ladies on how they look and how to build up their self confidence with or without the cosmetological enhancements.
Right.
Before we get to the next segment, we will go to our next commercial break. And please stay tuned because we have so much more to share from Terace da Silva on this episode of the Overcomer series.
Scripture Trinkets by AP for all your unique tokens and gifts. Check out our line of car trinkets, keyring trinkets, fridge magnets, Christmas ornaments, custom trinkets and plaques, and much more. Go ahead, pick the perfect gift and share the word boldly.
Welcome back to another episode of the Overcomer series. I am seated right beside the beautiful Therese da Silva, and she's sharing with us some tidbits on her current career path, as well as some of the things that you can go through as you're building a business and doing things which are entrepreneurial. So, Therese,
Yes.
can you tell the viewing audience a few tips for people who may be looking to do entrepreneurial pursuits or maybe even manage a company that they have created?
Okay. Well, guys, the first tip I would say is to start. You don't know if you'll ever get it right if you don't start. That's the first thing. If you think about it, if there's something that you want to do, the only way you're going to know if you can achieve is to start. So whether you're going to start doing the research, the market research to see if it is feasible. And sometimes you look and you say, oh, it's a very competitive market, but you're not in it. Yeah, you're not bringing what you have inside of you to bring. Probably that's what is missing. Probably the market is fully saturated, but your level of professionalism and customer service and customer care is not in the market as much, and persons need you, your personality, the way you shine, the way you communicate with people, how creative you are. Probably you're going to bring something new and innovative to the market. So what I would say is start. Like if it's something that you know within your heart of hearts that you really want to do, start. And let me tell you, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. I had my daughter in 2011, and I tried to do nails and makeup at that point. It didn't work out at that time. Um, then in 2013, I tried again. I did makeup and I was a Mary Kay consultant for 3 years. Then it was working, but then I got burnt out because I had to be up and down delivering, doing consultations, etc., etc. And I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired. So I went back into business because after a little history. After when I was in high school, having the skill that I had, Hard Trust came to school and they were like, skill is power, and I believed every word. So they encourage us that even though you're going into business and the corporate world, they encourage us to have a skill. And even though I left high school with my subjects, I went to XED and I did cosmetology because I really wanted to get certified in the area. And after I did that, I went to internship in an uptown salon. So I went to my dad. I was like, Daddy, I want to do business. I know I did cosmetology, but I want to do business. I can do both. And I went back to XED and do business as well. So, you know, even though I started that in 2013, and you know, I was like, it's too much. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. So I went back into business. In business, I did marketing, PR, business development, and that's the area I worked in business. So all you have to understand that everything that you go through is like in alignment to your purpose in life. So all of the experience I garnered when I tried my business first in 2011 and also in 2013, whatever didn't work out, I had that knowledge, I had that experience. So I can now put it to this as, all right, it didn't work out like that. Maybe I should try it another way. And then also the experiences I garnered working for other companies in business development and marketing, that also prepared me for the now moment. So in 2020, when I wasn't working and a situation happened that I had to start over from scratch, it was like, all right, I'm going to start my business. I really don't want to work for anyone. At this point, I don't want to. And this is what I went back to. Hard Trust says skill is power. And I went back to my skill. And then I started, 2020 was COVID-19, the heart of the COVID-19. And I transformed the washroom into a salon. And everybody who came, they were like, oh, this is so cute. They liked the place. They were comfortable. They had the TV. They could watch Netflix, YouTube, listen to music, whatever they wanted. And they were comfortable. And the service was good. I dressed up every day as if I was going out to the salon. Then I pretty much gave myself a year to move out of that space because I'm like, COVID should be going out, leaving by now, by a year. I gave myself a year. 1 month before the year, I rented a place in Portmore Pines and started that. Then I gave myself until my birthday, which was less than a year, to get my own salon space. And on the 25th of February, Christmas Day, February, as I call it, because I'm a Christmas girl, even though the place wasn't ready, I moved the equipment in because that's a promise that I made to myself, and I try not to break promises to myself nor to my daughter. So I made a promise to move on my birthday. So even though the place wasn't ready, it never finished paint, I moved the equipment in because on the 25th, I want to know that I moved in. So that's what happened. So you have to just understand that you will fail. And I ask you will fail. But as Lisa Nichols always said, you fail forward. You will fail. Fail will come. But you fail forward. Don't stop. Keep going. There are a lot of times when, I feel like, oh, Jesus, I have to go about to work for people. But then, you have to keep on saying, nah, that not going to happen. If you want, this is what you want. Entrepreneurship is what you want. You want to have your own business. You want to make profits and not wages. Then you keep going. The other important thing is to have a support system. Boy, oh boy, you need a support system. But if you can find people around you for different areas, people around you who can be your support in your business area and in your personal area. Because I have persons who I consult for business. Janelle is one of them, especially when it comes on to social media, marketing, etc. And then I have persons who I consult in my personal issues as well. And you need that support. Because balance is like when you're an entrepreneur, it takes over your entire life. So it's like you don't have a life. You just have a business life and not necessarily a personal life. Until your business is at the place where you have employees, you have your business working for you, and you're not necessarily working for your business, then it is your entire life. So you have to be prepared to sacrifice a personal life, sacrifice going out, sacrifice everything just to get your business going.
That is quite a lot. Therese, thank you for coming on because you have a very open, a very authentic spirit of just speaking from where you are and sharing your story. But what I'm getting is about 4 or 5 or 6 different points. You spoke about a mentor, Lisa Nichols. We obviously watch her videos or listen to her
Right,
audio or
I do.
something, or read one of her books,
Right,
which is very important for persons who are branching out on things on their own because they're going to need something to sustain them, need some sort of motivation that will keep them, and then they use it to propel them regardless of what's happening around them. You
right,
spoke of the changing climates of your own situations and how sometimes you have to pivot and adapt. Maybe you need to get some more education. Maybe
right,
you need to get some more business experience. Maybe it is you need to pause what you're doing because it failed and it didn't work. And you can wheel and come back again at another point. You spoke about trying despite the fact that it's a tough looking economy. And many people don't know that it is during the recessions and the depressive periods of economies that many big businesses are formed. Because people who are entrepreneurial, please put some comments in the chat when you reach this part, because this is the toaster right here. It is during these times.
right.
And if you have any comments, please do put it in the chat as well, and I will definitely respond to you. If it is that you can find an idea, which is what entrepreneurship is, to solve somebody's problem, and during the times when a depressive or recessive part of the economy happens, that's when there's usually a lot of issues that you have to solve. And if
Agreed.
you can do it then you will find a way to get into the market and earn some profit and not wages, as Therese said.
As my dad said,
As your dad said.
yes,
And your fourth thing, and your dad is another one of your mentors, a personal mentor. You
he
need
is.
people who can back you up. So apart from having the mentors and the motivational people, you need people who will say to you, I just talk to you straight and say, yo, no, that not gonna work like this right now. Or you fail, but no worry, come again.
Right.
Or they're there with you during the times when you say you probably don't even have a proper personal life because you're concentrated on your work and you need to figure out some things or it now gonna happen. And you need the people to lean back on. Maybe they're gonna need to assist you while they're home. Maybe you need
Yep.
to somebody to run, go down the road, go buy some food for you.
Right.
Maybe you're gonna need somebody when you're short 1 month to pay a bill to pick you up. Maybe you need somebody to assist you just for normal everyday things that you may not be able to do because you're doing some entrepreneurial things.
Yeah.
So
You need persons there as well who will understand you and understand your silence. So you need those persons who will say, all right, I know that something is wrong with you. You don't want to talk, but let me just pick you up and we'll go to the beach in silence and we'll have a drink and then leave. So you need those persons who will understand your silence and know what's happening without you saying a word.
that is a quote from somewhere. You know who says that?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It just came to
But
me
yeah,
like
but it's a
that's my
popular quote.
experience and my reality.
There will be times when you just don't need the advice. You don't need somebody to come to give you lessons. You just need somebody to sit down with and just relax your brain. And maybe you will speak. And maybe they won't say anything. They will just sit to hear what you have to say.
Right.
And that is sometimes the essence of a true friend. Somebody who is always there despite the season or the challenge that you're facing.
Right.
Thank you for the mouthful.
Reach out to MBF Group Limited, owners and operators of Ferron's exquisite photo studio and business services for all your photography and videography needs. They're the best for your weddings, graduations, and funerals. They also design and print business cards, flyers, invitations, and personalized items such as t-shirts, cups, and logo stitches. Reach out to Marshala Brown Ferron on 876-327-8912.
Another thing I want to ask you is, what are the 3 toughest business decisions you've had to make to date?
All right, so career. I'm going to change business to career decisions, because I'm a singer. I love to sing. I enjoy singing, and I wanted to have singing, have singing as a career. When I just had my daughter Amari, 3 weeks after, I was offered the opportunity to tour as a backup singer. And I had to decline that because here I was having my first baby, who I waited so long for. And I am not going to leave her at 3 weeks to go and tour. And I don't know if it's going to be extended or anything like that. So that was a difficult decision, but I already knew what it was going to be, but I had to turn it down. I said, opportunity come but once. Yeah, that opportunity has never come back, like, for anyone. But that was a difficult decision. But I had to stay with my baby at 3 weeks. No way, So that was a difficult career decision as it relates to singing. As it relates to this business that I'm doing now, one of the most difficult thing is to know when to walk away / let go. So in 2011, when things wasn't working out, and I don't think I was in the right frame of mind to be doing that business at the time. But you have to just know when to let go. But you have to like figure it out. You have to figure out, is it that I'm just letting go to give up on this, or is it that I'm just giving it a break? I knew that I always wanted to have my own salon. From I was 8 years old, there's 2 things I wanted: to have my own salon and to have my own boutique. Which, can I tell you that 2020 I started both of them. So kudos to 2020. 2020 was a good year for me, I can't lie. But yeah, you have to know when to let go. And it relates to every area of your life. Whether you let go of friendships, relationships, your job, you have to know when to let go. So you have to know when you're going to, like, do your business part-time. So you can't just say, all right, I'm going to do this business. Maybe I just left my job. Just decide, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to do it part-time. And then when you see that it's working out for you, it's becoming overwhelming to do both, then you can decide to let go. Don't be afraid of changes when it comes onto your business, because we constantly evolve. You may start out selling, like my client today, she sells distressed jeans. Like, you may start out selling distressed jeans, and then when you realize that you have persons, they want the jeans, but they also want the top to go with it, or they want an entire dress, or they want the sneakers to look distressed. And you have to just constantly evolve. So you now have to do a lot of research and realize what your market is and the demands of the market, and then just move on from there. But you have to be able to accept change and realize that we're constantly changing, constantly evolving, and so is a business.
Hi, my name is Terace, owner and operator of Terace Hair, Nails, Makeup. For all your hairstyles, manicure, pedicure, tips and acrylic, facials, makeup, you can give us a call or WhatsApp us at 5100876 or visit us at 3 East Greater Portmore. You can also find us on Instagram. That's Terandas_hair_nails_makeup. Thank you so much.
Here's what's coming up next. On the Overcomers series, Season 3, I have overcome the world.
And that's the way I like it, just to have one-on-one time and experience with my client, because I really want, when you come to the salon, for it to not just to be you getting a service. I want you to have an entire experience. And where I'm at, persons say that it's like a little oasis, because when you come in, it's cool, and it's like you get away from it all. It's peaceful. You listen to music, you watch whatever, we drink some tea. It's just I want you to have an experience when you come. If you're having an overwhelming day, just relax and come. I'll pamper you. Don't worry about it.
Join us next week for another inspiring and thought-provoking discussion. And remember, you are an overcomer because Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world."